This is the Dodgers Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Los Angeles Dodgers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
All right, what is up? Welcome to the Locked On Dodgers Postcast on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel, the place to hang out when every game is done. I am Pete Fox, covering sports in LA, dating back to 2007 for ESPN LA and NBC Sports Radio. You can also call me the homeless Jim Harbaugh, which I was dubbed yesterday during the Locked On Chargers squad show postcast after a 34-7 win in the Hall of Fame game. Today's episode of the Locked On Dodgers postcast. Yeah, a homeless Jim Harbaugh. I'm not exactly sure why. I was wearing a shirt very similar to this, just a different color. It was gray, like a, athletic t-shirt. You can only see my bust. I don't know how I got that, but we're going to run with it. I am the homeless Jim Harbaugh. 5-0 the final today as the Dodgers win the opener against the Rays to take the first of three there at Steinbrenner Field in Tampa. Today's episode brought to you by 5-Hour Energy Transfusion. Go to 5hourenergy.com today and use the code LOCKEDONGOLF to receive 20% off your order, only valid through September 30th. Order Transfusion flavored 5-Hour Energy shots today. This was a solid win for the Dodgers. Also working with a new computer today, by the way. I have two computers in front of me. One was for the show, and then one was for my stats and the box score and whatnot. And they switched them because we were having problems during the squad show. And for those of you that watched, you probably were as frustrated as we were, if not more. So I have spent a good portion of today trying to figure out what the hell was going on. And I think I might have done it. The computer I have had been working with that is now over here just for stats. It's a little old, 4 years old, which to me, that doesn't seem like it's all that old, but in computer world, that's, at least double that, right? If it's 4 years old, that's kind of more like 8 years old. And I had this other Apple computer. I'm not an Apple guy, by the way. I don't know if you guys are. There's two people in the world, Apple or other, Android, desktop, Microsoft, whatever. I am an other. The weird thing about this computer is the screen is much larger and the camera is higher. So I look at the screen to see the comments and whatnot, but I don't look directly at the camera. So don't take it personally. Hey, Craig, what's up? Roy is here. What does Roy have to say? Pete, Dodger fans better learn when the going gets rough, you never give up. Winners never quit and quitters never win. Support our boys in blue. Indeed. Yes. Things are going well, I think. Some trades. That was nice to see. I think the additions have been seemingly solid. I mean, we haven't seen him perform yet. Call batted tonight, struck out looking. But it feels like they were solid additions. And although I don't love sending Dustin May away, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it, in spite of the fact that James Outen is my buddy's nephew. I also don't love seeing him go away, but I think it's going to be fine. And I texted with Ron today, his uncle, and Ron said, look, this is probably the best thing for his career. So James is cool with it. He was positive, put up a nice message on whatever, Instagram, Twitter, I don't know. And, thank the fans. Was gracious about winning a World Series and starting his career with the team that drafted him. So, he is, I think it's going to benefit him. I think he is on to bigger and better things with the Minnesota Twins, because for whatever reason, it makes absolutely no sense, but he could not dig himself out of this hole at the major league level for the Dodgers. He looked like a 4A player. He would go down to AAA and just rake and then come up here and, strike out 2/3 of the time. And then the other third of the time, he would hit weak fly balls to the second baseman. So he just couldn't ever find it again after that rookie year, which I think was just last year. It seems like it was so long ago. But anyway, back to today's game, a 5-0 win for the Dodgers. Confident win from the standpoint of the pitching. This was one of Kershaw's best performances, if you asked me. And it wasn't dominant, but it was crafty as hell. And this is where Kershaw makes us all go, damn, this guy is good. And without a doubt, a Hall of Famer. You see him do stuff like this. And I think we've kind of started to take it for granted a little bit at this point of his career, this season specifically, that he's been out there getting the job done start after start. He hasn't been mowing people down. He had 3 Ks today, 2 in 1 inning, 5 hits over 6 innings, but had the slider working, had the curveball working, and he had the Rays off balance all night. And I think that's the biggest thing, that they couldn't figure out how to make contact. So 6 hits in total for the Rays tonight. And then Robo comes in out of the bullpen and they let him close. We know how that's gone in the past. It's been rocky. It has been uncomfortable. It has been nail biting when not just Robo, but when you put a guy in out of the bullpen with a comfortable lead and you're trying to save some arms, you're trying to keep the lefties, Vesia and Banda, from getting into the game. You let Robo go because he was just cruising. So he pitched 2, 7, and 8, and then they said, go ahead and close it. And he did. He had 5 Ks over 3 innings. So that is, that is dominance. And again, the bullpen has been on fire. I think they gave up 1 or 2 in that loss to the Reds 5-2, where the Dodgers had the opportunity for the sweep. But they had pitched 20 scoreless innings prior to, Sheehan gave up 3. But again, he had gone 3 2/3. They were trying to stretch him out. Trinan came in, gave up 2 hits over a third of an inning, but got out of it. So the fact is that prior to those 3 runs, 20 scoreless for the bullpen, and then right back on the horse tonight. So that's awesome. And then Freddie. How about Freddie? Oh, here we go. We got to do these things.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Without a doubt, Freddie Freeman got the first 2 RBI in the first inning and then hit a home run, his 12th. Wasn't a bomb, but it was a laser. 327 feet. No, I'm still on the last game against the Reds. 397 feet. How far did that thing go? 379 feet. I think something like that. All that matters is it got out of George Steinbrenner Field there. And it was his 12th home run on a cutter. He was all over it. I think the thing that we should respect and appreciate most about this is Freddie is finding his way. Freddie is getting hot. 376 feet on the HR there in the 5th for Freddie. Mookie Betts, a solid performance today. I take that back. He was 0 for 4, but hit the ball hard. Shohei broke out of the Cincinnati funk where he was 0 for 10 with 5 Ks. 2 for 4 today with a run scored, a walk, struck out twice. Looked a little better though. We've been kind of on Shohei about his strikeouts looking just abysmal and off balance and over swinging and flailing and just trying too hard to hit the ball 600 feet. But today it looked a little bit more compact to the ball and I thought better at bats. Will Smith continues to be hot. 1 for 3 today with a run scored, struck out twice though. Freddie Freeman with the 2 for 4 with 3 RBI. He had 2 Ks as well. So the Dodgers weren't afraid to swing the bat today. Baz, or is it Baz or Baz? I think it's Baz. 8 Ks. Seymour had 4, and I think they were in a row. Robleski had 4 in a row as well. So taking care of business. Clevenger, 1 inning, 1 K, the rest zeros on 11 pitches, and Montgomery, 2 Ks, 15 pitches out of the bullpen for Tampa. So all in all, there's not much to complain about unless you want to look at the Ks and go, yeah, it struck out a little too much, but they put up 5 runs. Freddie in the first with a double, and then Freddie singled in the 4th. Conforto scored there. So he had, how is that only 2 RB? Okay. Oh, so he had 1. I thought he had 2 in the first, only 1 in the first. No, 2, 3. How does he not have 4 RBI here? I'm a little, Freeland, Freeland, not Freeman, the rookie with his first RBI as a Dodger. Sorry. Damn. I was like, I thought he had 3 RBI. How does he have? It should be 4. No. Freeland played third base. Alex Freeland, first RBI as a Dodger, and made a fantastic play to save a run for Kershaw, who kind of gave him a tip of the cap, selling out over the third base bag, flailing on the ball to keep it in the infield. It was scorched down the line, and he sold out and knocked it down to save the run, and Kershaw then got out of it. So with a K, and that K was on a wicked, I don't want to call it 12-6, but it was more like 11-5, but it buckled the knees of the batter. It was spot on, and it was what makes Kershaw great. Whoa, Miami and New York in the top of the 8th inning tied at 10. That's a shootout to be sure. It's the Locked On Dodgers postcast on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Kershaw with the win. He's now 5-2, 6 innings, no runs. That's the thing. That's what you will walk away from this game feeling really good about. And then Freddie Freeman, 2 for 4, a home run, 2 RBI in the first, to a lot for 3 total on the game. So Freddie Freeman starting to find it again, and that is good for the Dodgers as they are getting healthy. Max Muncy is right around the corner. He should be back sooner before later, and the pitching staff is starting to return to its form as well. It's the Locked On Dodgers postcast on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel. Don't forget to check out the Locked On Daily Dodgers podcast with Travis Rogers right here on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel, Monday through Friday. All right, today's episode of the Locked On Dodgers postcast, a 5-0 win in Tampa over the Rays, is brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. Time to fuel up and turn it up with 5 Hour Energy Transfusion. It brings the bold grape, ginger, lime flavor of your favorite golf drink minus the alcohol. I've heard about this drink. I've seen it on Instagram. This grape, ginger, lime thing. You make it at home, and then you fill it with vodka and take it out to the golf course and throw it in your cooler. And it's a good way to, save a little money from the cart girl. And it's supposed to be fantastic. And I'm excited to try it, which also makes me excited to give this 5 Hour Energy Transfusion a try. Whether you're sinking birdies or just making memories with friends, this one's a hole-in-one for every energy game. Let's be honest, some days on the course or off it, you just need to have a little extra boost to stay sharp and energized. And this has happened to me on a regular basis on the golf course lately. I get to about 14 and I run out of gas. I'm just like, even if I'm having a good round, I'm like, those last 4 holes are just garbage because I don't have enough energy. So I could use some 5 Hour Energy Transfusion for the last 4 holes. Golf is all about good times with good people and good flavors. Of course, the grape, ginger, lime flavor gives you the best parts of your clubhouse to go without chasing down the bev cart. If you go to 5hourenergy.com today, that is 5, the number, hourenergy.com. You can use my promo code LOCKEDONGOLF to receive 20% off. This offer is only valid through September or until September 30th on one order and cannot be used with other promotions. The code is not good on subscription orders. 5 Hour Energy. Check them out. All right, Dodgers shut out the Rays. They are now 4-3 on this 9-game set, 9-game swing through the East Coast. Jeff says great win, 6 scoreless for Kershaw. Nice to see. ADK, haven't heard from you in a while. Roy, kid has a great eye. Which kid are we talking about here? Oh, ADK didn't like my pick of Freddie to be the player of the game. Of course, honorable mention to Kersh. You want Kersh to be the player of the game? Okay, let's do this. Just to a tip of the cap to Kersh.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
The first inning when Kershaw took the mound. How about that? He looked great today. AD. I thought he was fantastic. Just crafty as hell. And to me, it looks more dominant than when he's striking people out, because I just love it when the opposition is off balance and they can't make solid contact. And that's what it felt like tonight. I mean, they did have some hits. What'd they finish with? 6 hits. It wasn't like he was just completely manhandling them, but he had them off balance and not a lot of hard contact. And really, They did get that runner to third, but he stranded him there. There wasn't a lot of threatening. It never felt like, oh, we got to get out of this one. It always just felt like Kershaw had it. Like he's in control. He's rolling. All is well. So, yeah, fantastic performance from him. And it honestly feels like we've seen more of those lately from Kersh than not. And I've been a vocal proponent of this being his swan song. This being the, farewell. Call it a career, buddy. But I don't know now. I just don't know. I guess we'll have to see how it looks in the playoffs, honestly. But maybe he's still got gas in the tank. Because let's be honest, most of us didn't think we'd get this out of Kershaw this year. We didn't. He's 6-2. His last outing, 26 against Boston. He went 4 2/3. He gave up 4 on 6 hits. That was pretty ugly. Prior to that, in a loss at Milwaukee, 1 earned on 5 hits. That was the bad defensive game, so that you can't really put that on him. July 8th versus Milwaukee in a loss, 2 runs on 6 hits over 6. July 2nd against the White Sox, a win. He gave up 4 on 9 hits, but got the win because it's the White Sox. So, it hasn't been sparkling. It hasn't been pristine, but it's been effective as hell. And I think that's a big part of what we take for granted and what we overlook about Clayton Kershaw. Even though he has 92, 93 on the fastball, which he doesn't use much, he doesn't need to. He's just crafty. He is a smart pitcher. And I think that's the thing we need to appreciate more, that Clayton Kershaw is a fantastically gifted pitcher between the ears. Obviously, he's also got good command of his pitches. And those two pitches together are just hard to hit. That curveball, when it drops out of the sky, is a bitch. And that slider is also rough. I mean, when it's working, it's rough. He doesn't need more than 92, 93 on the fastball when he's got those other 2 pitches. I mean, he can put the fastball on the shelf and just throw those 2 and it'd be fine. So, good win today, all around. I don't know that there's much else to get into. 5-0. Kershaw scoreless through 6, only 3 Ks, but that's okay. Feather in his cap that he pitched so good that he didn't need to strike everybody out. And Robleski with 5 Ks over 3 innings for the save. Freddie Freeman, 3 RBIs, 2 for 4. Need a little bit more out of Shohei, although he did hit the ball hard, only struck out once. Will Smith, 1 for 3. Couple of Ks for him. Teo was over. Pajes over. Never like seeing both of those guys over. Oh, we didn't mention Michael Conforto continues to hit the ball. You can look at a variety of different sample sizes for him over the last month or so, but over the last 8 games, batting .333, he singled to left. Then Freeland went the other way. Nice piece of hitting for Freeland for his first RBI as a Dodger to score Conforto after he had doubled. And then Mookie got the RBI on a sac fly. That made it 4-0. And then Freddie's home run made it 5-0. As I said, in the 4th, Kershaw struck out, as they call him, bookend. Opened the frame with a strikeout, finished it with a strikeout on a nice 11-5, 12-6, whatever you want to call it, curveball to get out of a jam there. And Alex Call made his debut, struck out looking. So we say goodbye not only to Dustin May and James Outman, a couple of other guys from the system, the minor leagues, and this pitcher that they acquired in exchange for Outman from Minnesota. Former Dodger, 16, 17, 18, and 19. I'm forgetting it. Brock Stewart. What's his name? Brock Stewart. Yeah. I had forgotten about him. I'll be honest. And I was like, oh yeah, that's right. It's how quickly we forget, right? Guys from last year, you're like, oh yeah, that guy was a Dodger last year. They come and go, these players, so fast, unless they're in Dodger blue for like 5 or 6 years. It's like, oh yeah, that guy was a Dodger. Or unless they do something spectacular like Kirk Gibson, or Freddie Freeman. You obviously won't forget about those guys. But, Justin Turner, I feel like Justin Turner was a Dodger for like 4 or 5 years. I think it was 10. Let's see. How many years Justin Turner? it was a long time. And my daughter was a huge Justin Turner fan, was really bummed when they didn't re-sign him. But yeah, it's just how quickly, we forget. They move on. It's very rare that you'll have a Clayton Kershaw that will retire as a Dodger. So started in 14 with the Dodgers, did Justin Turner, and finished his career in LA in 22. So 8 years. Yeah. Like I said, I felt like it was 4 or 5, but he was fantastic and still missed to this day. But his career basically over, playing in Chicago, not doing a whole lot, but still in a major league uniform. And that's good to see for Justin Turner. But we'll see what happens. I like these additions. I think we needed help in the bullpen. We talked about it. And the fact that we lose James Outman defensively in the outfield is not that big of a loss, because Alex Call not only is a good hitter, but a fantastic defender. So that kind of takes care of the glove that we lose with Outman. But Call is a much better hitter right now than James Outman. He's batting in the 270s, only has 3 home runs, but his average at around 270. In spite of his ugly at bat today, I'm sure he's going to be just fine. So we'll see what happens with Brock Stewart, Alex Call, and then there's another pitcher that they acquired, Grievous or something like that. Paul Gervais, a right-handed pitcher. 6'10", 230. Boy, that's going to be dominant. All arms and legs coming at you. Hopefully he gets in there tomorrow. That's going to do it for us here tonight on the Locked On Dodgers postcast. We appreciate you watching and listening. As always, we'll be right back at it tomorrow. Game 2 of this series underway. Let's double check. I think it's right around 4 o'clock again. No, it's an early one. 10 a.m. tomorrow. So a 1:10 start in Tampa. We'll be here right afterwards to break it down for you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Appreciate the comments. We'll talk tomorrow. Take care. Have a good night.